Welcome to Talk Shop Live. It's your boys, Rhett and Link.
Hey.
Yes, we are excited to be live with you today, talking about our upcoming book, Spaghetti Head and Chicken Fingers. If this was not live, we couldn't do this. Look. See?
This?
That proves.
And I'm
Link,
doing this?
See, if Link couldn't respond to things that I was asking him to do. Link, move your right hand. Link, move your left hand. Look at that. It's live. All doubts have been squashed.
Yep, that's right. We got a chat where you can ask us questions. Be sure to ask us some questions. We're only going to answer them if they're related to our brand spanking new. It's so new, it's only available for pre-order children's book, Spaghetti Head and Chicken Fingers. You can pre-order a signed copy now.
Yes.
All you got to do is press that shop button. We're going to be hanging out with you a little bit, taking your questions, signing your books.
If you are watching on Instagram or Facebook, you can comment the word shop, then you'll get a link to get your signed copy. And if you're on YouTube, you can just click the link in the description. So the way this works, you may not know this, but the way that this works is when you sign books, you don't really sign books. You sign things that then go inside books. Inserts, they call them in the biz.
This is a permanently stuck insert that will be a irremovable part of the book that you pre-order. And it will actually have ink marks from our hands that spell our names.
Oh, you're talking about writing?
Yes.
Huh. Now, one of the things we're going to be doing, because as you can see, the name of the book is Spaghetti Head and Chicken Fingers. And as you can see on the cover there, we have a little girl with spaghetti for hair, and we have a little boy with chicken fingers for fingers.
Yes.
That's Saffy and Lumo, respectively. And they're also on these little inserts. Because we're going to be talking about chicken fingers, we're going to be eating some chicken fingers. And we're going to be dipping them, you know us, we're going to be dipping them into lots of different things as we go to kind of make this a little bit interactive. Now, we also will not be eating buttered spaghetti today because carbs, really. No, because we had to choose. And I will say that our team got us some very short chicken fingers, which, you know what?
Short and stubby chicken fingers.
Every finger is a finger. Fingers of all lengths are still fingers.
I'm going to go with this white sauce here, which I hope is ranch, but
I believe you're in the
going to weird thing.
You're in the blue cheese.
I saw a question, is this children's book also enjoyable by adults? Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, that's blue cheese.
That's blue cheese.
We wrote it in a way.
Not what I'd hoped.
I think the kind of story that we liked telling to our kids growing up, when our kids were growing up, our kids are grown now, was a story that was entertaining for them and was also entertaining to tell as an adult. And I think some of my favorite books to read to my kids were the ones that were silly. You know, you want a silly book.
Right.
I like silly books. I like being silly with my kids, but also books that could lead to a conversation that would be helpful to you as a parent. So I would say you will enjoy it. Even if you don't have kids, you will enjoy it. The illustration is great by Erica Salcedo. She did an incredible job bringing these characters to life, bringing the story to life more vividly than we could have ever imagined. And more vividly than we could have done ourselves, because Link did win a drawing contest in fourth grade.
Yeah.
But it was later revealed that he cheated and copied a picture from a brochure that his mom gave him.
Yeah.
That was basically another drawn picture that looked like a kid drew that picture, and he essentially traced it.
I plagiarized another kid or an adult cosplaying as a kid artist.
Right, so we thought about doing that for this book. We were gonna be like, Link, go find your favorite illustrations from the internet and then copy those and put those in this book. But then we were told by lawyers that we could not do that. And so instead of getting Link to copy or trace other illustrations, we got a bona fide illustrator to illustrate this book for us, Erica.
Erica, thank you so much for doing that. Big shout out to Erica. Let's go ahead and give them a sneak preview of one of the spreads inside of the book. I'm not going to sit here and flip through the whole thing because I want to,
Well, you got to buy the book if you want to see the inside.
Here we go.
So a little background on our two characters. So you got Lumo over there on the left side. You got Saffy on the right side. And Lumo is especially fond of chicken fingers, and Saffy is especially fond of buttered spaghetti. Now, to the point that you know this, you know kids like this. This is essentially all they will eat. So that's the background on these characters. And they like them so much that sometimes if Lumo had an especially good chicken finger, he would make up a song on the spot.
This gives the reader, the parent, the guardian, the cool aunt or uncle to like make their own little song.
Yeah, we're not going to sing it for you right now because we don't want to put a tune in your head.
We like the
picturing
idea
a tune.
of any tune that you want to make. So in your own household, you've got this tune that maybe you keep going back to that's just your family tune. When you get an extra chicken finger, you gotta stop and let the tastiness linger. It does rhyme.
Yeah, we did that part for you.
You're welcome.
And we did put musical notes on the paper there, but because they are not corresponding to a musical scale, they are nonsense. And then on the other page here we got, and whenever Saffy had buttered spaghetti with just the right amount of squiggle, she would dance around like a big old noodle. So, I'm not telling you how to be a parent. I'm not telling you how you should read this book to your child. But if I was reading this book to my child, A, that song would be a banger.
Yep.
And 2, I would be doing a squiggly noodle dance, and I would get my kids to do it with me. Those are the moments that you remember as a parent, and those are the moments that the kids remember.
And the illustration of the squiggly dance it's almost Ayurvedic.
Great word, Link.
And I don't know if that's appropriate, but the actual correct word to say, but you know what I'm getting at. Let's eat another thing. Sarah asked, are we able to see your comments? Yes. Lucas B asked, what inspired you to create this plot? Well, picky eating children are a problem.
We're going to double dip.
For society. Yeah, we're going to double dip.
We're going to double dip, so don't comment about it.
I don't know what this one is. Maybe it's hot sauce. There's a lot of it on there now.
That's a weird ketchup. What inspired the plot?
I said that it's a problem. It's a rampant problem.
It was a problem.
Picky eating.
A problem with our children. It's a problem with Link now that he's
I don't have
man-child.
a problem, do I? This book is also for me,
So,
an adult.
obviously, eating is a big part of what we do. We're doing it right now. We can't do anything without eating in these days.
Yeah. I am hungry, though.
I feel like this is one, to be honest with you, when you think about, okay, we knew we wanted to write a children's book because we've had fans who've been watching us do stuff on the internet for, our YouTube channel started in 2006. It is 2026. That's 20 years. We're old. We've been doing this for a long time. And there are people who were watching in 2006, 2007, 2008. They were kids. Now they've grown up. They're starting their own families. We meet them in public. We get comments, right? And so we know that a lot of you are having children. And so we wanted to create something for you to make you a cooler parent. Really, you need it. And we wanted you to have something that you can share with your kids. And why do we choose to do this? It's like, well, this kind of just feels like the most obvious thing. We got a picky guy right here. We know that a lot of y'all have picky kids. We love talking about food. We love doing silly things. And so, and I've always liked those, like Grimm's fairy tales, the old school fairy tales that were a little bit dark. Not like the kids get put in the oven kind of dark, like Hansel and Gretel,
but maybe a
reminiscent of that. And so this whole idea of like, if you only eat one food, you might turn into that food, right? This is like the classic thing that your grandparents would tell you. And we were like, well, what if we wrote a story about that? What if that actually happened? And it was a little bit scary and a little bit discombobulating and a little bit difficult to deal with. but of course with a happy ending because it's 2026. I mean, come on, we need a happy ending.
Yes, we need an happy ending. Why don't you sign some of those?
So this is how we sign. So whoever starts puts the and. So one of the ways you'll know whether or not you got one that Link started with or Rhett, that's me, started with, is this. It'll be what the and looks like.
Your and is very acute. It's very angular.
Can you see that? So my and,
It's a little out of focus.
I know it's a lot of focus,
Maybe
but it's a little bit bigger. So my and is triangular, angular, and then Link's has a little curve in it. So there you go. That's how you're gonna know who signed what.
I want you to sign a few more. That way I'll know how to anticipate where you're signing so that I can keep signing in a way that
Just like that. I mean, you're right in the middle.
I'm doing a good job, huh?
And how's that? How did I do?
I thought that was good. Putting it right over there on top of Lumo.
I recently changed my signature. I used to start the R from the top, and now I used to start it from the bottom, and now I start it from the top.
All right.
Started from the bottom. Now I'm
Here?
What are the lyrics?
Here.
Oh,
Now
I'm
you're
here.
here. Tesh M is asking us if we could only eat chicken fingers or buttered spaghetti noodles for the rest of our lives, what would it be? I think it's got to be chicken fingers because it's got vegetables on it. Like the whole all of this
covered with vegetables.
crunchy stuff is vegetables.
Where do you get batter from? Vegetables.
Chandra
There's
asked
a
us,
reason that we chose chicken fingers.
what?
There's a reason that we chose chicken fingers today and not.
And not, yeah,
And I just dropped
noodles.
that one
You dropped it. It's no fun to just eat the.
in. I mean, we could have had both, but we just, I didn't want you to sit here and watch two men eat noodles,
we would choose chicken
slurping up
fingers.
noodles.
Chandra asked how the two of us met originally. Wow, Chandra, you haven't heard this story? I'm gonna dip this into what is this? Baked bean
It's baked
water.
bean juice. Baked bean juice.
We met in first grade.
We did. We met when we were. We don't say what grade Lumo and Saffy are in, but they do go to a school with a cafeteria.
That's pretty good.
So I like to think of Lumo and Saffy because in the book you'll notice that they actually meet for the first time. In some ways, I think they are a little bit representative of the fact that we met in first grade.
This one that I'm signing has a bean juice dollop on it that I'm going to get rid of most of that, but there's still a remnant of bean juice dollop. And so what I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to put right down here at the bottom bean BJD, bean juice dollop. BJ dollop.
Tanner G asks a good question. What are some of the differences between writing a children's book and writing a book like The Lost Causes of Bleak Creek? The children's book takes a lot less time. Let's just be real about that.
Should I throw this one away? And now, if you're not watching the live stream and you get this one that I've signed, it says BJ Dollop on it.
Yeah, I think
I shouldn't have.
I think maybe put bean dollop. Maybe do another one.
Yeah, I'll just do bean.
Now you got to do one that's not accidental, but you got to do it. You have to do it.
Okay.
You know.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a.
Maybe the total process of like conceptualization of the book to the book coming out is about the same because the illustration takes a lot of time, right? And that was Erica, like with some guidance and feedback from us, but mostly doing that on her own. And so our part was conceptualizing and writing the story, which was much faster than it is to write a novel. So
I think that's gonna dry, and it's just gonna be a little bit of a bean dollop, and it says bean dollop at the bottom. So go ahead and pre-order. Every book that you get is going to have a signature from ours, and you may receive Bean Dollop.
Okay.
How's that?
Dylan asks, how'd you come up with a title? Well, when it comes to a children's book, I think it all comes down to the title in a lot of ways, the title and the cover, right? That's how people make their decision about whether or not they want to make this book a part of their life. And we once we had the concept of what would it be like if there was like one kid, like what if there were kids who the thing that they love to eat, they turn into that. It's like mean that we're gonna be like, there's a kid turns into a chicken. No, a kid gets chicken fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And what's something else that kids like? Well, my kids, Shepherd especially, went through like a buttered pasta. I mean, that he ate
Era.
just that for a really long time.
At restaurants?
Yeah,
At home?
It was a way to make sure that he was going to eat something. And so we're like, oh, and that looks like hair. And once you come up with that, you're like, well, you need to put that on the cover, and you need, well, that's what they're going to be called, spaghetti head and chicken fingers. So it kind of writes itself, ultimately, is the answer to your question.
We called it Lumo and Saffy Go to School.
Yeah, right.
That wouldn't be as good. I don't know if there's anything. It was kind of obvious that that was the best. I mean, we could have called it Chicken Fingers and Spaghetti Head.
It doesn't sound the same.
Doesn't sound as good.
Spaghetti head and chicken fingers. Chicken fingers and spaghetti head. I think we made the right choice.
Not quite as good.
Prachi,
Chicken head and spaghetti fingers. Doesn't work.
Prachi asks, what age of children is this for? I think it's pretty wide. I think that we're going to say a kid who can understand speech.
Yeah, whatever age that is.
But you know what? You're supposed to read to your newborns. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to like start reading to them right from the top.
Even in your utero.
Yeah, you can read in utero.
Utero.
So I would say the sweet spot is a kid who's like 4 to 7 who, you know, they are learning how to read. They can do a little bit of reading themselves, and you're gonna be getting really silly with them. But definitely younger than that, and definitely older than that, will enjoy it. And I also think that if you're just a fan of ours and you think, this looks like a cool thing to have,
get it, and then read it.
Get it,
it's
and
for
then
you.
and then set it on a shelf. And then every time you look at it, think, you know what? I should have a kid so I could read that book too.
I have dipped this nugget in miso soup, and I don't love it.
Okay. Well, you can't
What
like
is
everything.
this, corn?
That is passion fruit.
Oh.
It's like the only thing I can smell for some reason. I never thought that passion fruit smelled so strong.
Ooh. You know what passion fruit tastes like? It tastes like the things that are flavored as passion fruit.
Yeah. I'm going bean juice since I haven't had that.
You'll like that. You will love that. Amber Esk asks,
That's hearty.
how did you decide on the character names Lumo and Saffy?
There was a lot of iterations of this, and we knew we wanted to go with names that felt original. That was the main requirement for us. Was we wanted it to be like, I don't know if I've met a kid with that name, but I would like to. Mm-hmm. And I like the way that it sounds together. And boy, there was a list at some point. I can't remember. I'm sure I got it somewhere.
I can't remember. I mean, we could have called them Rhett and Link, but we knew pretty quickly we didn't want to do that.
And
Because
we
didn't want them to be us.
And we weren't going to do the thing that we did with Bleak Creek, where it was like names that have an R and an L. Because again, this is not us. It's not. It's reminiscent of. It's got things that are true about us, which is Link was a very picky eater. In this case, both of these kids are a picky eater, and they meet at school just like we did.
And we do have interesting names, just like they do. So, but we wanted we wanted more people to relate to these characters, so we wanted to create a girl and a guy. Practically speaking. What other questions do we have? The Nick Hinojosa asks if they can expect a sequel.
Hey, slow down, Nick.
Spaghetti Fingers and Chicken Head.
I mean, the first one's not even out yet.
It could happen. It could happen.
I mean, maybe.
Let's dip some chicken fingers, or chicken toes, as it was called in the chat, in ice cream.
Okay.
This may be a fine idea.
Well, you do that. I'm going to experiment here with adding some stripes.
I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Now, this is cool because look at that. See the stripes on his legs?
Oh, you put stripes on his legs.
You can't really see probably in this shot, but I put little teeny stripes, the smallest stripes that I can make with this Sharpie on Lumo's pants. And it looks original. It doesn't look like somebody marked on it.
Looks like
Looks like he's got tiger pants on.
I don't know what Erica's going to say to that.
Well,
You defaced her design.
don't tell her. Don't tell her.
That's okay.
And sign this one. Just want to make sure that one gets out there.
Got a lot of people, including M. Fortner16, asking about plans to like expand it as a series, more books with different characters. I think for us at this point, we're having a lot of fun with this book, and let's just see where it goes.
It's one day at a time.
Let's just see what happens.
One day at a time.
So the striped leg one, I have a totally different marker than you. I have a thin marker and you have a thick marker.
How did that happen?
This is very special.
You switched? You switched
Switched,
over?
but I'm switching back. I'm gonna try to sign only the ones you've already signed, and here's some that I've already signed.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick G, for pre-ordering. Thank you that you and your wife watch every day.
So I wonder if Nick G has a kid or is thinking about attempting to make one. Mm-hmm. Something we encourage.
Okay. My wife is calling me. Should I answer it? It's live.
Probably yes.
Hey, I'm live broadcasting. I hope this isn't an emergency.
His wife is with my wife.
She hung up on me.
Well,
I think she hung up before I even said anything. She had already hung up.
this morning,
I'm live streaming.
I
She
got
hung up before that.
This morning, I got a call from my wife and your wife together. I was on speaker. So the first people I talked to today was our wives.
Oh yeah.
Christy's doing great.
And they called you? Mm-hmm. They didn't call me.
Yeah, of course.
No, but nobody called me today. But she just did call me.
Yeah, well, she waited 3 hours after she called me.
And then when she heard my voice, she hung up on me.
Yeah, right. She was like, well, I've already talked to Rhett today.
Did y'all talk about me? Did you put in a good word for me?
You didn't even come up, to be honest with you.
I didn't even come up.
No, it didn't even come up. It didn't even cross anybody's mind.
Honey Phrases wants to know if there are any Rhett Link or mythical Easter eggs in the book. Well, would that make you buy it? Then yes. You have to look really hard.
Yeah, you might spend a lot of time looking.
I'm sure there are many because everything's imbued with our eggs,
Yeah.
so to speak. I was such a picky kid.
I got through these so fast.
I was such a picky kid, dude. I wouldn't eat pancake syrup on my pancakes or my waffles, only butter. I don't like candy in my desserts. I still don't like that. I didn't drink milk until
Help us under what
college.
Candy? Does that mean like a cookie that's got M&Ms in it?
Yes. The other night we were over at friend's house. They made us dinner, and then they were like, "Man, I kind of like to kind of feel like I want some dessert. I didn't say that. Someone else said it. And then they're like, well, we can make some cookies. We can put some cookies in the oven. They got like M&M pieces in them. And Christy looked at me and I looked at her and I was like, you know what? I don't think I want dessert. Make them, but I'm not in the mood for dessert. And then Christy was like, he doesn't like M&Ms in his cookies. I was like, well, yeah, I don't like candy in my desserts.
So does that mean that
they didn't
let's
anything.
just say that you wanted cookies? Does that mean that you would rather not have cookies at all, even if you want cookies because they have M&Ms in it, or is it that like
I'd rather not have anything than have a cookie with
it's
an
that
M&M.
bad?
Yeah, and it's not that I don't like M&Ms. It's just that I don't like candy coating on anything that's not just candy. And I don't really like candy.
Can you explain why?
Candy is just sugar in different forms that gets stuck in your teeth, and it's not rewarding. Like this chicken finger here.
M&Ms get stuck in your teeth?
This is so, like candy gets stuck in your teeth. This is so rewarding. It's just a ball of crunchy goodness. So I'm Lumo.
Thank you to
like
Shelley
Lumo.
for purchasing your copy. You're very excited. We're very excited for you.
Again, everyone you pre-order during this exercise, it's going to be signed by us. It's going to be signed by us.
If you're just joining us, because you have to do that when you're live, just so you know, like if you're in a football game and it's the very end.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we're Rhett Link. This is our book, Spaghetti Head and Chicken Fingers. Link needs to take the that off of it. Okay, there.
Okay.
So you can see it. It is a children's book that we wrote for kids and for kids at heart. It is about picky eating. It explores the question, if you eat too much of that, you're going to turn into it, or you are what you eat, is a shorter version of that. And takes that in a very silly direction. Let me just say that. If you have a picky kid in your life, it's perfect for them because you can actually, sometimes it's really hard to have a conversation about this one thing that your kid wants. And this doesn't have a really, just spoiler, this doesn't have like a really strong moral that like your kid reads this thing and they will definitely they will stop eating that thing. We didn't want it to be that explicit. We wanted it to be the kind of thing.
We didn't want it to be explicit at all.
It's not explicit at all.
Good gracious.
We wanted it to be the kind of thing that starts a conversation. So it's just like now you and your kid actually have a silly conversation and a silly story that you can reference when you get into those moments where it gets very frustrating when you want your kid to try something besides the one thing that they eat, right? So it's not like, hey, Peter, if your son's name is Peter, read this book and then at the end of it, you'll want to eat other things. It's like, no, this just gives us a way to have the conversation, if that makes sense.
And if it goes really well, you'll be taking your progeny out to restaurants to like experience the adventure of trying new things, being rewarded with the friendships that come along with that. And in success, I know you've been asking for it and I've changed my mind. We are going to do a follow-up book and it's going to be exploring the concept of kids at public dining tables with screens.
Yeah, it's going to be called The iPad Kid. What happened to the iPad Kid? And why no one hears from him anymore.
Right.
But that's a different book. Different
Dinner
time,
screens.
Different target audience, okay? So remember, the way this works logistically, you can order your signed copy. One of these that we're signing right now will go into a book. You can do that by pressing shop, the shop button on TalkShopLive. If you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, you can comment shop. You're going to get a link, so you can do that. And then if you're on YouTube, you can go to the link in the description. Those are all the ways that you can get it.
This one has an asterisk on it to let you know that if you happen to get this one with the asterisk, this is it. You just saw us sign it. There it is. It's going in the special stack above the bean dollop one.
Now I'm gonna add black stripes to Saffy's shirt. This is some precise stuff here.
This one I did a little box with a check mark in it. So if you get that one, it means that your task is completed.
It's hard to see, but her shirt is striped.
This one I'm going to make her hair even bigger. So her hair, scoop, scoop. Yeah, her hair, it's not the right color, but that whole squiggly line is, if you get that one, you're gonna be lucky.
This one, Lumo has made a shadow.
This one's got a big smiley face on it.
Look at that.
I'm starting to feel like I need to put a nose in there. I'm gonna do that. Put a nose in there.
So what was it like working with Erica Salcedo? Erica is great. What we wanted it to be the kind of thing where we did not over direct. We had a story, and then we had some description about what we imagined happening in the scene. But in terms of, we want this to be here and this to be here, and here's a sketch. We, as people who've been trying to be creative for a living for 20 years, we always respect it when we're collaborating with somebody, when they sort of understand what it is that we're bringing to the situation. They let us do that. They let us follow our instincts. And so we had seen Erica's work. That's how we selected her, based on what she had done in the past. And we were like, she's got the vibe that we want. And so that's the only information that we gave her. It was, here's the story, and here is kind of what we picture happening just conceptually, but not like Saffy will be right here, and then Lumo will be right here, and that kind of thing.
Like, let's show another spread, and you can kind of...
Yeah, let's show another picture
through
here, another illustration from the interior of the book.
Oh, this is... No, go back to...
Well, no, this is a good one, because this is more conceptual.
Okay, yeah, and then we'll show
and then we'll
do
the reveal. So this is the point in the book pretty early on where both Lumo and Saffy are getting ready for their first day of school. Their first day of school, the very next morning, they have not met yet. And as you can see, they do not have chicken fingers for fingers or spaghetti for hair at this point. But we wanted this, we really like this idea of showing them experiencing the same moment in time. And you've got the whole, like, if you wish upon a star, you've got that idea that two people are looking at the same star, two people are looking at the same moon. So this is where you've got the storm that's happening in their town, because they are in the same town because they go to the same school. And Lumo's parents encouraging him to make a lightning wish, which is a wish where you wish for whatever you want in between the time that you see the lightning and you hear the thunder, which I looked it up, and I believe that a lightning wish is an original concept that was coined for this book. I don't know, the world's big and there's a lot of people coming up with things, but at least when we came up with this idea, I was under the impression that it was an original idea, and that's why I liked it so much.
I love that idea.
So Lumo is making this lightning wish, and of course it says, Lumo wished for the thing he loved best, to have chicken fingers at school. To have chicken fingers at school? What is that? What could that mean, Lumo?
You gonna regret that, Lumo.
And you can see,
you're gonna watch yourself when you're lightning wishing from now on.
And just incidentally, he happens to make this wish at 11:11, which again, that's something that you've seen before. You make a wish when it's 11:11. And so that's the reason that Saffy is making a wish just at exactly the same time. And Saffy...
And it is late.
Quickly wish for the first thing off the top of her head, buttered spaghetti. So again, we just described that concept. We want it to be the same moment. We want this to be on a spread because, this is obviously a spread where you're looking at the two moments happening right in front of you at the same time. But exactly how that was going to come across and like how it was going to look and how the lightning was going to tie in and all that, that was all up to Erica. And as you can see, the bedspread in Saffy's bed is noodle themed.
Yes, it is.
But of course, Lumo has gotten in the bed with his parents, so they just have a boring old adult bedspread.
Yeah.
But you should see Lumo's room, which you can see if you get the book.
If you hang around long enough, we will show you the reveal of chicken fingers and spaghetti head. All right, let's take that picture down. Let's look back at this chat. See what they're chatting up about here. Cooper wants to know which one of the characters do we relate to the most. I said Lumo because I've never not liked spaghetti sauce on my
You never did
noodles.
just noodles. Yeah, I never did just noodles either. But of course,
Plenty of kids did,
I never did just anything. Like I can't remember not liking anything food-wise as a kid.
Why do you think that is? It's not like you were like a world traveler or something, like eating all cuisines. You just drank milk with your dinner, which I thought was super strange as a kid.
Very common practice in the Midwest, apparently, and somewhat in the South.
But why weren't you picky? Was it social pressure of the family that you don't get to dictate what happens here? I mean, you had a brother, you had two parents. There were other opinions in the house. It was just me and my mom, you know? Yeah, I was 50% of the opinion.
Well, that's part of your problem right there.
Well, it wasn't really a problem. It was a challenge, but it wasn't a problem. She's a hero single mom.
She was great. She's a great lady. She
Still
is a great lady.
Yep.
She is still a great lady. She's still alive. So my dad was actually, I would say, relatively picky for an adult man. He had like 4 or 5 vegetables that he would eat, and my mom had like 15 to 20 meals probably total on a rotation. And so I didn't actually, I wasn't being exposed to a lot of foods as a kid. The first time I can name 20 different vegetables. I didn't have chicken wings until I was in college. I didn't have Mexican food until I was in high school. I didn't have sushi until I was married. I didn't have like collard greens. I grew up in the South. I didn't have collard greens until I met my wife. I was 20.
Because your dad didn't like any of
He
it.
didn't like any of that stuff. And every single thing that I tasted, I liked. It wasn't like...
Because it was the taste of freedom.
I mean, I don't know. I've not looked into any of the psychological reasons for picky eating and for non-picky eating.
You got bigger fish to fry in therapy?
I do not know. I just know that I enjoy life quite a bit more than someone who's picky.
Not true.
I enjoy eating quite a bit more than someone who's picky.
I enjoy things being exactly how I like them, and I know how to appreciate it because usually it's not the case.
Yeah, right. You're disappointed all the time. I'm happy all the time.
But
when I
I'm
eat.
so much happier when things really line up.
Oh, okay. We'll see about that.
Have we discovered any new type of sauce that chicken finger or toe lovers would like? Not the ice cream, not the passion fruit. The hot sauce, yes. Honey mustard, that's obvious.
What is that?
I don't know what this is. Oh, whoops. That is caramel.
Is it?
Yep, hate that.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to try that.
The baked bean juice. I think that could be the one.
Well, I'm gonna try passion fruit because I haven't done that yet.
Thank you for all of your interest in this book. Thank you for pre-ordering it. The great thing about a pre-order is that you don't get it yet.
Oh.
And maybe you'll forget. And then when it shows up, you'll be surprised again. So you're excited now.
I'm gonna get that.
You know that it's gonna be signed by us. And then when you get it, you'll be surprised again. Krista, thank you for ordering. Melissa, thank you for ordering. Steamboat Millie talking about kid cuisines made me feel like chicken dipped in chocolate. pudding was delicious. Huh. Well, we'll have to try that one.
Will the books be available in store? They will be available at bookstores across the United States, but the way to guarantee that you're going to get a signed one is to go ahead and pre-order it right now.
Yep. So get on it.
So again, you're going to do that by pressing the shop button, commenting shop on Facebook or Instagram, or clicking the link in the description on YouTube. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we're wrapping this thing up. Deidre says my outfit is cute.
Thank you. Did we show them the reveal page?
Nope, we're going to do that.
Let's do that.
We're going to show them that. Are you ready? This is a high impact spread. We call them spreads. Right there in the middle of the book. The reveal, Lumo had chicken fingers for fingers and Saffy had a mess of spaghetti for hair. I love how the spaghetti is crossing over even though they haven't met yet.
Yes.
There was a lot of discussion about where the chicken fingers ended. Did they go to the palm? Did it just... We kept it in just the finger.
Well, I think you may have had a lot of discussion in your own head about
chicken
that,
hands.
because I don't remember.
Well, the discussion we had was how gross is it going to be and how tasty should it be? We want it to be tasty. That's what we discussed.
Yeah, so that's what happened to them, and then you can see if you read the book what happens when you attempt to go to school. If you woke up for your first day of school in whatever single digit grade this is referring to, would you decide to still go to school? Well, it wouldn't be much of a book if they decided to stay home. So they did decide to go to school, and something pretty amazing happens.
Something as amazing as pre-ordering a book with the author's signatures in it. Maybe even more amazing than that.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit more amazing.
Thanks again for your interest and support and for pre-ordering. We hope you enjoy the heck out of it.